Hello everyone. I'm sure the thumbnail already gave you a hint, but let me say it clearly. We're diving deep into today's powerful topic. There is a moment in every life when the mind feels heavy. It could be after a small mistake, after hearing hurtful words, or simply when sitting alone in silence. A little thought appears in the mind, and it whispers something discouraging. That thought grows like a shadow. It pulls down the energy of the body, it changes the mood, and it makes the heart feel weak. This is what we call negative thinking. Negative thinking is not only about being sad, it is a habit of the mind. Sometimes it begins slowly, but if we do not learn how to stop it, it becomes strong and controls everything. A person can have food, health, and even love, but still feel empty because of the voice of negative thinking. That is why learning how to stop negative thinking is one of the most important lessons for a happy and successful life. But how can we stop it? How can we free the mind from this shadow? The truth is that it does not happen in one day. It is a journey, and this journey begins with understanding what negative thinking really is, where it comes from, and how we can train our mind to shine with better thoughts. Imagine the mind as a garden. Every day, many seeds fall into this garden. Some seeds grow into flowers, others into weeds. The flowers are positive thoughts, hope, courage, kindness, patience. The weeds are negative thoughts, fear, anger, jealousy, self-doubt. If we water the flowers, they spread beauty. If we water the weeds, they cover the whole garden. The strange part is that weeds grow faster than flowers. Negative thoughts come quickly, almost without effort. Positive thoughts need care. If we do nothing, weeds will take over. But if we pay attention, if we decide what to water, the flowers can also grow strong. This is why learning to stop negative thinking is not about fighting with the mind, but about choosing what to feed. It is about training the garden of the mind. To understand how to stop it, we must know why it feels so powerful. The human brain is designed to notice danger. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors had to be careful of wild animals, storms, or hunger. The brain learned to focus more on problems than on peace. This habit still lives inside us. Even when there is no danger, the mind keeps looking for something wrong. That is why a single insult can hurt more than 10 compliments. Negative thoughts feel heavy because they touch emotions deeply. For example, if someone says, "You cannot do this," the mind quickly repeats it again and again. It makes us remember old failures. It creates fear about the future. Soon, one simple comment becomes a storm inside. But just because the brain is designed this way does not mean we must live in that prison. Just as people learn to build houses to protect from storms, we can build habits to protect from negative thoughts. The first step is awareness. Most people do not even notice how many negative thoughts they think. The thoughts move so fast that they feel natural. But imagine if someone always stood beside you and kept saying, "You are not good enough. You will fail. Nobody cares." Would you accept that person? No, you would walk away. Yet we allow our own mind to say such words every day without stopping it. Becoming aware means watching your thoughts like clouds in the sky. Instead of letting them control you, you notice them. For example, when a thought appears, "I am not smart enough," you pause and say, "This is just a thought. It is not a fact." This small awareness creates space between you and the thought. That space is the beginning of freedom. Negative thinking is like a voice inside the head. But here is the truth. That voice can be trained. If it always speaks against you, you can teach it to speak for you. The voice learns from repetition. If you keep repeating, "I cannot," it becomes louder. But if you repeat, "I can try," the voice slowly changes. Training the inner voice is like training a child. You cannot shout at it once and expect change. You must teach it every day with patience. You replace "I always fail" with "I am learning." You replace "nobody likes me" with "I am enough." At first, it feels strange, like wearing new shoes. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. One of the most powerful tools against negative thinking is gratitude. Gratitude is like sunlight for the mind. When you look at what you have instead of what you lack, the mind feels lighter. Many people think happiness comes after success. But the truth is, happiness comes when we learn to see blessings in simple things. For example, if you wake up in the morning and say, "I am thankful for this new day, for my body, for my family," a mind begins with light instead of darkness. Gratitude does not mean ignoring problems. It means remembering that life is bigger than problems. A grateful heart leaves less room for negative thoughts to grow. Negative thinking grows stronger when we sit still. The more we stay in bed or hide from life, the louder the negative voice becomes. Action is a powerful medicine. When you move, when you do something, the thoughts cannot control you in the same way. Imagine you are worried about failing an exam. If you sit and think about it all day, the fear grows. But if you open the book and start studying, even for 10 minutes, the fear becomes smaller. Action gives proof to the mind that change is possible. This is why exercise, hobbies, learning, or even simple tasks like cleaning a room can reduce negative thinking. They remind the brain that life is moving forward. The people around us also shape our thoughts. If we spend time with people who always complain, criticize, or gossip, their negativity becomes ours. But if we stay near people who encourage, inspire, and dream, their energy also becomes ours. Think of the mind as a sponge. It absorbs what surrounds it. That is why we must choose the environment carefully. Books, music, movies, conversations, all of these feed the mind. If we want to stop negative thinking, we must give the mind positive food. One of the deepest sources of negative thinking is the past. Many people carry old mistakes, regrets, or pain like heavy stones. The mind repeats them again and again, but holding these stones only hurts the one who carries them. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or saying the pain was okay. It means choosing not to let the past control today. When you forgive yourself or others, you drop the heavy stones. You give space for new thoughts. Forgiveness is a gift not only to others, but also to your own mind. When negative thinking attacks, the body also reacts. The heart beats fast, the muscles become tight, the breath becomes short. This makes the thoughts even stronger. But if you simply stop and take a slow, deep breath, everything begins to change. Breathing deeply is like pressing a reset button. It tells the brain, "I am safe." It calms the storm. This simple act helps us see the thoughts more clearly. That is why meditation, prayer, or even 2 minutes of silent breathing can weaken negative thinking. Negative thoughts often come from fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear and curiosity cannot live in the same place. When you replace fear with curiosity, the energy changes. For example, instead of thinking, "I will fail if I try," ask, "What can I learn if I try?" Instead of, "People will laugh at me," think, "What if they enjoy what I share?" Curiosity turns problems into adventures. It gives courage to the mind. Sometimes we fight so hard against negative thinking inside that we forget the easiest way: kindness. When you help someone, when you smile, when you speak a good word, the negative thoughts lose power. Kindness creates positive energy that spreads both outside and inside. Even small acts matter. Greeting a neighbor, helping a friend, or simply saying thank you can change the mood. The more kindness you give, the more kindness you feel. A common root of negative thinking is the desire to be perfect. The mind says, if I make a mistake, I am worthless. But life is not perfect. No one is perfect. Even the strongest trees have broken branches, but they still grow tall. Accepting imperfection does not mean being lazy. It means allowing yourself to be human. It means trying your best, but also forgiving yourself when you fall. When you accept imperfection, negative thoughts lose one of their favorite weapons. Another way to stop negative thinking is to build hope. Hope is like a lighthouse in the dark sea. Even when the waves are strong, hope gives direction. If you have a dream, even a small one, it gives the mind a reason to stay positive. Hope does not always mean big goals like becoming rich or famous. It can be simple: learning a new skill, traveling somewhere, improving health, making a new friend. When the mind focuses on what is possible, negative thinking becomes weaker. Stopping negative thinking is not something we do once. It is a daily journey. Some days the weeds will grow faster and the mind will feel heavy. Other days the flowers will shine bright. But every day is a chance to practice. The key is patience. Just as a tree does not grow in one night, the mind does not change in one day. But if you keep watering the flowers, if you keep choosing awareness, gratitude, action, forgiveness, and hope, the garden of your mind will become a place of light. The truth is that no one in the world lives without negative thoughts. Even great leaders, artists, and thinkers feel doubt. The difference is not that they never have negative thinking, but that they do not let it control them. They see it, they breathe, they take action, and they move forward. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be fearless. You only need to remember that thoughts are not masters. They are guests. Some guests are noisy, some are kind. You can choose which ones to give space. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a river. On the river float many boats. Each boat is a thought. Some boats are dark, filled with fear and anger. Others are bright, filled with hope and courage. Every day the river flows, and the boats pass. You cannot stop the river, but you can choose which boat to step into. If you choose the dark boat, it will take you to places of pain. If you choose the bright boat, it will take you to places of growth. The choice is yours. Negative thinking may always pass by, but you do not have to climb aboard. Life is too short to live in the shadow of negative thoughts. There is light waiting in every day. There is strength inside every heart, and there is always another chance to choose again. So when the voice of negativity appears, do not fear it. Notice it, breathe, and remember that you are greater than your thoughts. Water the flowers in your garden. Speak kindly to yourself. Move forward with action. Carry gratitude, forgiveness, and hope. And slowly, step by step, you will discover the freedom of a mind that shines with light.